Everyday hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work, I go berserk, yeah.
YouTube, now we back with another video. I know it's been a minute since I've been gone, but we back now. Now today we got my boy Trey in the chair. He's getting a low tape, so I don't know why he did that. But yeah, he getting a low tape today. And I don't know. Should I give y'all the story time in this video? I guess I will. But we're gonna do that after all the steps. But to start off, we're gonna comb the hair down and make sure you clip up the hair so you don't cut any braids that he has up top. And ladies and gentlemen, now we come in with our one guard to go ahead and cut down all the bulk. And now we're coming in with our ball guideline with our bad blitz trimmers. Now I just normally set it in as a straight line. You can do it three ways: straight line, a mountain's peak, and a curve, as in rainbow shape. But yo, those are the three ways you can set this line in. And now we're coming in with our lever open, no guard. Make sure you start using the corner once you start fading, so therefore you can have a more detailed eye on how you want to keep your blend. Now we're coming in with that one guard open, and we're just pretty much setting in the guidelines at this point. And then we're just gonna start our way fading down. Fade fam, as y'all know the process. Easy steps to an easy process to an easy result. And now we're coming back in with our one guard halfway closed. Now make sure you also still using your corners and being careful where you put that corner of the blade on the hair. But now we're just pretty much down fading at this point, and now we're fully closed and just gonna chip away at that middle line that you guys see, and we're just gonna chip away at it until it pretty much disappears. And fade fam, now we're coming in with our half guard fully closed, and then I kind of full bladed, and then once I go to halfway open, then I start using my corners again. But if you can't full blade, as in use the whole blade to take out the line, then I'd recommend you don't, so you don't ruin the cut, or you just have that one gap in the middle of the taper. Fade fam, right here, this is where you lock in and just really use your eyes. Now right here, I'm just simply going in with my lever open, and we're just really detailing. But for detailing, you really have to have an eye for it, and you're not gonna notice those spots until I take them away. But as you see, I'm pretty much using the corner of my blade still, as I normally do. And I'm using it like a shear, so I can pretty much take out those smaller hairs and just simply remove them. So the taper has a more refined look once I'm finished, and plus my boy walks out looking even better. Also, this is the producer of the channel, so say hey everyone. But yeah, wrapping back to the detailing, make sure you also using like a light handle when you're using like whatever clipper of your choice that you're using. Make sure you are using it very lightly, because I ain't gonna lie, if you use it heavy, Jesus, I can't even speak no more. But if you are using it heavy-handedly, you are gonna injure yourself. I know from personal experience. So use it, please, lightly. Alright, fade fam, we on the back now. Yeah, I know the usual steps, same pretty much as we did on the side. But now we finna get into the story time. Yeah, I thought it was a joke, but yeah, we finna get into the story time. So for me, what had happened was, your boy was in 9th grade, and so for me, my hair when I sweat, it'll frizz up. Well, that's how it would be when I had waves. So the edge of my line was sticking up, And I'm like, all right, how can I get this to lay down? Because you know, like when you got a low cut, you try to rub it down, something to make it smooth and all that. And it wasn't going, so I'm like, all right, cool. What idea, like what's the solution to this problem that I got at the moment? I swear to God, now looking back, that was probably the worst solution I done ever came up with in my life. But it already happened, so. But back to the story. Now, I'm in art class, last class of the day. Why did I choose to do this? It just happened. But for the most part, I just grabbed some scissors and then went in 3 places and snip, snip, snip. Now, looking back, I'm now thinking, I'm like, bro, why did you do that? Because it wasn't really no point of me doing it. I just ended up doing it. And I was like, okay, cool, problem solved. I'm not thinking this has, long-term repercussions behind it. So, this is, what time this was? This is like 2018. This is like around the time I actually did start cutting my hair and stuff. So, all of this was experimental, but that was before I started experimenting on myself, cutting hair-wise. So, a nigga started off, what's the word? A nigga started off pretty much with, what's the damn word I'm trying to think of? I started off without a leg pretty much, like when you're trying to run. It's like, you already have one foot in this, and like you have a foot in the door, but you have one on the outside still. It's like, nigga, you stuck in between, but you still finna lose this race, but it can come out with success if you try hard enough. I don't know what I'm talking about now, but yeah, I was in 9th grade though when I did it. Now looking back, that was a dumb decision though, it really was. But hey, look where I'm at now. That's what I try to think about, at least now, all the time. Like, if I done did something dumb, I at least try to fix it by refining myself in a different way or learning new skills or something like that. That's another good way to refine yourself and just get better, which I know most of the world is trying to do right now. So I feel like that's something good, and just keep going if you are. All right, I'm done. I'm shut up now. But we're on the airline. I'm going to just let y'all and watch and enjoy this part. Now to cut down his taper line, we're gonna go in with the 1 guard open, and then once we get to the corners, we're gonna go in with the higher guard, which is the 1.5 open as well. Sometimes I close it based on the person's hair texture, as in like how soft the hair is and all that, or if it's like more of a harder touch to the hair. But as y'all see, we're going with the 1.5. Now this side of his hair is weaker, so as I said in the beginning, we are gonna put enhancements on this. So we are, now for the lineup, just start in the middle and then work your way to each side. But pace yourself while doing this, and just give yourself patience and grace, so you don't, have a mess up. Okay, fam, time for the split splash as an enhancement. Now, when you do this, just make sure it's really like a light coat so it just don't overcoat the hairline. And make sure it's a reasonable amount. Like, just, darken it up to where it matches the hair. Okay, fam, now we starting our razor line. This is pretty much gonna give it that cherry on top touch to it. Now, when you do this, you really gotta be careful. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I done cut myself. I was like, what? Look what we have here. But yeah, pretty much though, you do as same as like when you detailing with the clipper, you do have to have a light touch. And same with the offhand as well, because you don't want, the person's skin stressed to the point where you will cut them. That ain't what you're trying to do. Just go ahead and get the line up to perfection as much as you can with the razor. And that is pretty much about the finishing touch on the cut though, as a whole. Faith fam. Now this is the beginning. And this is the After Faith fam. Now, if you like this haircut, go ahead and like the video. And tell me what y'all think about the story time. Was I just truly being a dumb kid? I know I was. But yes or no in the comments. Just let me know. But, yeah, this is the cut, though. I hope y'all like this one. And like, comment, and subscribe. And you boys out. Peace.
Everyday hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah. I get in that kitchen, I cook, go to work, I go berserk, yeah.